Hello, welcome back. And in this edition, we're going to try to fix some of the issues we had in the previous lesson. Now, one thing I must say is that it is very important that you have the foundation knowledge before really relying on artificial intelligence. Yes, while the machines and the robots are very smart, they also need guidance, especially because they have lots of information and sometimes they don't really know which you really want. So having that foundation knowledge give you the resources you need to direct the tool into the right path that you want. Just think of these like a vehicle, like you buy an expensive vehicle. If you don't really know how to use it and navigate, you would really struggle, regardless of the vehicle, whether you get a truck or you get a sports car. It really depends on your experience in using and maneuvering before you can really enjoy it. That's exactly how this technology works. So, what we're going to try to do is to present the AI some example. So, the cool thing is that we are going to try out to give it some example. So, I'm going to be calling some documentation so that the AI really understand how we want things to work. But before that, let me even really show you the point. The thing is, we ask it to do some just a little implementation, and at the end of the day, the AI end up giving us even far beyond what we ask for. For instance, if you look at, let me just try to open this exactly. So, if you look at what the AI has done, is that it tried to do some implementation that is really more advanced than what we want right now. So what we'll try to do is make it just give us simple solution what we really need. As you can see, it created a class and the class has register, sign up and all of that. All of these things make sense. Maybe later on we may switch to something as robust as this, but right now we need something very simple that we can work with. So the component that we need to refactor, of course, is our sign up component. So right now, if you try to sign up, you get error. For instance, let's say we refresh, we come back here. And so let me just open a private window, localhost. If we come back here, while that is loading, let me just see if it's done. Okay, yes, it's done. So I just need to navigate to sign up. I think this should work. Now, when we bring something like this here, if I say, if I put Noah there, I put Noah again. Let's try to create. Okay, that should be an email, Noah at gmail.com. If I put Noah again, and I put Noah, and I come here and I try to put something. Let me see what I just did there. Just copy the same thing. You can see password 2 week, lowercase. Okay, let's put something asterisk. Okay, so we are getting network error. And if we inspect this error in our terminal, you would see that we are having some sort of errors here. 500 error happening at API auth session. Like there are a couple of things we need to create again or do to make this thing work. But I really just want a simple implementation. So one simple implementation we can find is when you go to Instinct React component, we have an example. So if you go to the React component, navigate to source, examples, the link will be made available so you can check it out. This sign up just shows the example and we have just one handle submit, and that handle submit pretty much just have the functions that we need. So this is pretty what we need actually, right? Rather than all those classes. For now, this is all what we need. So one thing we can do is to ask the AI to try to implement. One common thing you will do is we can copy this very link and go to a project and tell the AI to implement this into our design. So let's say I copy this, let's even create a new chat and I paste. I don't think I was able to paste that. Let me see. Okay. So let me just refactor this sign up. All right. I had tried that before. So copy the link and we paste it. Now, the thing is this didn't work for me, right? I expected it to go read the documentation and at the end of the day, it didn't work. So what I think we can do is take whatever we need to do to another AI entirely. And my recommendation is Cloud AI. So all I need to do for Cloud AI to work is copy everything I need. And I prepared a prompt. So this prompt says that, let me just copy these and have it here. So what we're saying is, look, refactor the sign up to match instinctive React UI, especially the handle submit should tally, to make the request directly from the API. And you can see that I say I pasted example. This is the example component. This is the one I want it to reflect it on. Now let's copy our example. If you copy the example from the instinct of React component, and we come here and we paste. So what we need to do again is to come to our project here, copy the actual component, and we'll come here and paste as well. So now we have two components. One is the example, one is the actual component we want it to refactor. Now we just hit on the enter and give it the go ahead to try to implement it. So it's going to do some thinking, and boom, you can see how it's able to refactor our project to tally with what we want. And this is pretty cool. All I need to do is copy this and bring it back to our project. I'm just going to delete this and paste the new thing that we got. Okay, we may need to delete this, delete this. I think we should be good. All right, some things are wrong. Let me just localhost /auth sign up. Let's see what we get. Hopefully, the implementation matches our expectations. Okay, so this is taking the full width, no problem. We can run some magic here. I can just say hi hub. If we say width 700, okay. Then if we say I hub margin max auto, that should make it fall in the middle. If I, or you know what, I could just even tell you that, look, maintain the class rather than having to, you can see for that chart, you see everything looks good. However, maintain the class name in the actual components. Components. All right. So rather than trying to manage the style, let's see if it can give us a version that mimic the class name so that we can still retain our look and feel. Right now, so we have version 3. Let's copy that and let's try to paste it. If this doesn't look better than what we had, we would go back. Okay, cool. I think this is okay. So it's maintained the classes that we had. Okay, now let's take a look at some things that we need to fix. This button disable, let's remove it first. Okay, now we need to also remove some validation. Let's remove that. Let's remove that for now. All right, so what we can do is even look at the handle submit. Let's see what's going on. So the handle submit is calling the wrong API. Now, if you remember that we have a URL, the URL is called, based on what we have on our postman, is auth user sign up, right? So the auth user sign up is what we're supposed to have here. So let's just auth user sign up is what we have. Cool. So now, if everything works fine, let's see what we're able to do. If I come here, just put something, Noah at gmail.com. Noah, I put my first name, Noah, Noah. Then we can just put a password. We can say Noah 12345. Let's just copy that as well. Noah 12345. Now, if we try to create, we're still getting network server error. Now, let's inspect and see precisely the kind of error we're getting. I'm going to clean this one and try to create. Now, we are getting header error, and this is what is causing the error. So let me show you why we are getting that error. Now, we imported this header from Instinct Hub package. Now, there are a couple of security checks that is required, but we don't need to set that up right now. So what I recommend is that we just try to bypass that by having a custom header option. So all I need to do is to just paste it, just a very simple object setting the header, then we put the form here. So all I need to do is we can get rid of this one or just comment it because we'll need it later and just replace this with the new option that we have. This is saying, okay, we just put the type requesting it. All right, so that is the quick fix. Now let's come back here and let's see if we're good. You can see that the request went and we still got an error. But this error this time around is not that the request didn't go, the request went. Let's see, review, response, review. What did we get here? Oh, username already exists. Yeah, so this work. But we have one error that we're seeing here. Okay. And it's saying that something is not right here. So let's look for this component. So on the sign up page, let's see. Let's see. So we said that if response dot id, in fact, does the response come with ID when we create the data from Postman? Let's just do maybe three. Email already exists. Three. Okay. ID doesn't come, but username did come. So let's just save the success. This is success. Okay. Now let's come back here and say if response dot username. Okay. Let's see the response example. So it should be username, email, yeah, something like that. So if response has username, then we should redirect. Okay, update session redirect. If it doesn't have it, we can just print error. All right, I think we should be good. But in our form, did we even in any way prevent default? Yes, we did. So let's try something else. Gmail.com Noah 323. We have Noah. We have Noah again. Then we have Noah 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's copy all of that. Just put it here. So now, all right. So the cool thing is that we successfully logged in, and right here it just redirected us to verify page. And why did that happen? It happened because we had said, look, if you are successful, redirect us to this very page. And you can see that that's where we are right now. But let's even check the local session if that was created for us. So we can say API auth.session. Okay, the data is not updating in the session yet, but the cool thing was that we were able to log in. We're able to log in, and pretty much that works. So what we're going to be doing in the next lesson is ensuring that the data actually gets updated into the session like we want it. So we're going to try it out. We're going to try to update the session. And the reason why the session is not updating right now is still how the AI initially implemented our auth authentication, next auth authentication. So it's very important that as you use AI, you also compare with documentation so that it makes your whole life easy. The cool thing here is that if we disable this redirect right now and we say open toast and just maybe put some things here, just say request dot successfully created, and maybe we can even console.log the response. We should be able to see what registration that we have. So if I come back here, all right. So let's say, for instance, we do this one, 2, 3, or 2, 1, and we do this one, that, and we come here and paste our password. Let me see if I still have it. Yes, paste our password, and we hit on create. Okay, so you can see Noah 232 created successfully. And if we inspect and check the console, we should be able to see the Noah object that we just created. Pretty much, you can see the authentication token, the username. So what we need to do in the next lesson is ensuring that this information is updated in the user session so that we can use it subsequently in our application. I hope you're finding this interesting. Like I said, initially, learning how some of these things work can be very, very tiring, especially when AI puts into a spot that is very difficult to understand what is going on. But the cool thing is that these tools really, really help. But what you really need is understanding the foundation of all of these things so that when AI does something that is not up to your standard or is not what is right at that particular time, you can just direct it in the right manner that you wish that project should be at that particular time. And that is what is important in this generative AI stage that we find ourselves. Thank you for watching. If you like this session, subscribe to all our channels. Subscribe to this channel as well, where you're watching right now. And I'll see you in the next one.